how grateful they are for the contribution that our OFWs have done to the development of their country. And they have been very kind to us. And we spoke with both Thailand and Cambodia about opening up access to their markets for certain Philippine products. And we spoke. We're trying to compare each other's situation. Kasi yung ibang ASEAN members, ang laki-laki ng tariff nila. All the way ranging from 40 hanggang sa 10%. Sa Singapore, pinakabababa. Tayo nga mabuti-buti. We're second from the bottom with 17%. Pero tinitignan kasi ang sinasabi ko nga sa kanila, okay, kung yung mga kung negosyante ka, pwede sasabihin advantage sa atin ito. Dahil kaunti lang yung tariff sa atin, mag-export tayo, di ba? Imbis na sila mag-export, dalhin nila rito yung pabrika, whatever it is, and then dito so 17% lang ang tariff. Pero kung isipin mo, kung you keep thinking about this, who do we do business with? ASEAN. Kung bagsak sila, who do we do business with? Kung bumibili sila ng 100 tons of, I don't know, coconut every year, every month, whatever the number is. Tapos humina ang kanilang ekonomiya, they can only buy 20. What will we do with the remainder? Hahanap na naman tayo ng markets. But if everybody is down, then everybody's markets will shrink. So this is it's a real problem. I also had a actually good conversation with the Premier of China, and I asked him, Premier, what do you think? He says, well, we do not want any of this. They don't want this war. And I said, we're very worried because China is the biggest economic driver in the region. And of course, we watch very closely what is happening to the economy in China because it affects all of us. Because once again, we trade with China. We have many investments in China and we have many Chinese investments in the Philippines. So, talagang kung makita mo, kung matuloy itong regime na unilaterally imposed, talagang babagsak. It is a global effect, and it is not going to be a good one. There will be, I believe, a shrinkage in economic activity. I hope not. I hope I'm wrong. But so ang aming laging pinag-usapan, what will happen after the 90 days pause is over, and that's what we will. And basically, we're just guessing. We don't know. We don't know what will happen between now and July when the 90 days runs out. We don't know how it will be different from each one country to the other. The reason I asked the Premier of China is because sabi ko, you're the center of attention. So I wanted to see what your insights were. But we are in agreement, and I in the side discussions, it was not in open session, but in the side discussions, I was telling the other leaders, I said, what we have to recognize is that kahit ano pang nangyari, kahit ibalik, bura lahat, rewind lahat, back to what it was in January. Tomorrow, nangyari tomorrow, we're back to square one. Tungkol sa tariff, meron ng permanent effect na hindi na mawawala. May effect nung pag-impose ng tariff schedule na hindi na mawawala. Nandyan na. Just the risk assessment for any businesses and any investment is changed now. Because this can happen. Pwede palang mangyari ito. So yung risk assessment magbabago. So I was telling all the others, what we have to do is to identify what those changes are going to be. is it damaging, or is it to our advantage, or is it something that we can maximize? And that's how we need to adjust, because whatever else happens, this will change. This is changing. This will change. This has changed. First of all, the structure of world trade is completely different now from what it was before. The conclusion also that we arrived at is that we have to depend more on each other, on ASEAN. ASEAN, malakas naman ang loob namin sa ASEAN member countries. The economies are vibrant, masigla ang kanilang mga ekonomiya, masigla ang ating ekonomiya. Kaya't kailan maaari naman natin gawin, sabihin natin, kung nahihirapan yung iba, tayo na lang muna mag-usap-usap. If we cannot sell to these markets anymore, then let's sell to each other's markets. But it seems that the best, most solid way forward is to to be a reliable partner for each other in ASEAN. And it's impossible for anyone to disagree, because that is the obvious. That's the obvious answer. So that's more or less what we did on those two subjects. The other feature that we didn't have in previous ASEAN meetings was the GCC, which I think is a very, very good idea. Plus the GCC China trilateral meeting. If you put these groups together, just start with the GCC and ASEAN, you put that together, that is a very important economic bloc. And if we come to a good arrangement, then that will be rivaled to any kind of economic bloc anywhere in the world. And that is well recognized. Of course, as they say, the devil's in the details, so that has to be worked out. Each country has a different approach. Each country has a different context, in different situation that they have to work within. So that's something, but conceptually anyway, in terms of principle, we all agreed on that. And the same thing applies with the trilateral with GCC and China and ASEAN. Talagang pag pinagsama mo lahat yan, this is a very large part of the world population, and certainly a very large part of the world's wealth and economic activity, and growing economic activity, energetic economic activity. So that, I think, was a very good initiative by PM Anwar, and I think I'm even if we do not, kahit na hindi tayo makabuo ng agreement ASEAN GCC, this is a big opportunity for member countries of GCC, member countries of ASEAN to interact and to find ways to find some things to do. The same thing with China. So I think it is also in response again to the instabilities that we all are worried about on the global economy. We're trying to strengthen different groups instead of talking only about the EU, only talking about the United States or North America. We now have to think about other places that will develop their own markets that we can invest in, that can invest in us, that we can trade with. And that's pretty much that's pretty much a quick thumbnail sketch of all the things that we spoke about. Of course, there were all the bilaterals, which, as you know, are usually very productive, and we had a few of them. I just came out of one with the Crown Prince of Kuwait. So again, those bilateral contacts are very, very important, and we of course continue to encourage that. We spoke with both Thailand and Cambodia about opening up access to their markets for certain Philippine products, and we spoke now while Kuwait about the interaction between the Philippines and Kuwait and how they would like to, how grateful they are for the contribution that our OFWs have done to the development of their country. And they have been very kind to us. And so, although this is more or less what happened in the past couple of days.